Hi guys, and welcome back to the V-Spectre podcast. My name is Ocean. Hi guys. Well, today we have
Hello.
just Freshie and Grim here with us. Ooh. How
Mm-hmm.
are the other two
Ooh.
having? In all
They
honesty,
are all sick. Everyone is
Yeah.
sick.
everyone is sick. It's a little bit gnarly.
But that's okay because I put Jazzy to work. They're tuning. They're mixing something for me.
Oh
Ooh, okay.
I put them to work even when they're sick.
no!
To be honest, I'm
Nice.
from a little bit of sickness myself.
And you too will go to
Okay.
the mixing minds. I'm just fucking. I love y'all.
We have
We love you
quite
too, Greg.
few things to talk about today because did we miss a month? I think we missed a month.
We might have missed
No.
3 months.
Uh-oh.
Just to explain to our wonderful viewers. So there's this crazy thing called a life. And that might be like an elusive concept to some, but we all have had our own challenges this spring. But we're gonna try going into summer a little stronger than last time. We're really trying to push for a monthly recording. Okay, but sorry, I know you guys probably missed us. We missed you guys too. We're just happy to be back and recording and just talking about Vocaloid because that's what we do here. We love it.
Hey, spring brings rebirth. So,
Yeah.
starting with our gift today, we have a lovely gift of the new Flavorfully MV, Static featuring Let's Name You, which I think is V4X, but I'm not exactly sure on that. What was your guys' opinion on Static and it releasing at 10 a.m. CST, like Saturday morning cartoon?
So I was not in attendance, I fear, because I was asleep. However, I do think that the implication of it being at such an early hour, wait, what did you say? 10 a.m. what time zone?
Central.
Yeah, so that would have been 8 for me. I definitely wouldn't have been awake. But that said, I think the time was supposed to be symbolic because wasn't it Friday? It was like last Friday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
It was Saturday. Okay, I assumed Saturday because that's thematic to my point. But I think it's supposed to really bring in this like cartoon vibe, and it really does that well. It's a great song through and through. But the premiere time was definitely chosen to kind of embody the theme of it being a Saturday morning cartoon. So I thought that was really cool.
I'd say the premiere time was definitely chosen based on the lyrical context and like the cool animation style and theme of the song. A lot of things were chosen.
So would you guys say the theme that you got out of this song was that I want to be wanted? Or was it something along the lines of I don't know how to put it. I got this mix between obviously wanting to be wanted and not wanting to feel shamed for that. And nostalgia, like not wanting to grow up.
I think
Like,
I took some of that, but I took it more in of like the context of the singer, which in this case is Miku, but just generally speaking, the singer character is very clearly aware that they are in a cartoon and that they are very upset and distraught with the fact that people are leaving them. And this could be for a variety of interests. Maybe people are getting bored. Maybe people are outgrowing the cartoon. But in any case, that sort of I want to be wanted feeling is definitely coming from like the singer's fear of everyone leaving them behind, but not because of like a metaphorical like, oh, everyone's like outgrowing me, but like legitimately because she's in a cartoon and she can't go anywhere, you know, and she has to trust that the viewer, it won't change the channel on her and won't leave her behind and will either stay with her forever or tune back in the next time, you know. So I think it's supposed to be more thematic of like a trapped character, if anything.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to read into with Static. there is a lot to read into other than the lyrics and the animation style, just the general vibe of the MV, where it doesn't dip directly into analog horror. There are still a whole bunch of like analog horror themes. I think Static would play well immediately before or after Last Dance Final Chance by Star Captain Duty Danyan. Because that theme of wanting the viewer to never grow old, wanting to be like stay, almost as if Miku has broken the mold of her VCR and is now self-aware. She recognizes that she is a relic. She is frozen in time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's such a crazy thing to think about.
The entire MV, it reeks of the glorification of nostalgia. The entire rose-tinted glasses, like the whole thing, keeps going on and perpetuates. Is perpetuated by a lot of us in the Vocaloid community when we look back on Vocaloid classics, like a lot of Circus P's older work, like Circus Monster, Lie, etc. We are looking at it through a modern lens, but we can't forget the nostalgia from when we first heard these songs. If you look at stuff, Rolling Girl, you look at a lot of the older Vocaloid concerts. There was that whole thing with Miku Expo last year where everybody was upset about the transition from, the Pepper's Ghost into just using an LED screen, saying it ruins the illusion. Though a lot of that is fueled by nostalgia.
I mean, back in the day, we had lower standards, so like the LED screen would have been like mind blowing to like 2008 kids listening to Mika for the first time, obviously. But I don't know. It does definitely feel like we are growing up, whether we like it or not. But our nostalgia makes us look back still, and we don't see things as clearly as they actually were. Remember how they made us feel, Like, you don't remember the actual thing itself completely. You just remember the gist of it and that you liked it.
There's also more than a few Easter eggs hidden within the Static MV itself, with Miku, I believe, using boating flag signage to spell out the words "don't go." I've seen more theories on Twitter, and I'm everywhere. So many Discord servers, I'm everywhere. And a lot of people have been opening the discussion about nostalgia and what it really means. Does it hinder us? Does it let us go forward? In some cases, is it healthy? But this, I believe, is a prime example of Miku wanting you to use her as a form of escapism through nostalgia. I think escapism as a concept and the way that nostalgia is painted in the Vocaloid community is definitely something that we really have to talk about at some point.
Well, we can do that here today. I just want to say I very much like that it didn't go straight into the analog horror, just because I'm a little bit tired of it right now. Just a little flavor of it, a LaCroix horror.
Did you say it was a little flavorfully?
My God.
You're silly. You're so silly.
My God. Yeah, basically. Just like the essence of horror. All right. Would we like to move on to the next subject, or do we want to talk about nostalgia some more?
Wow.
I think we can take two. What is it? I almost said 2 stones with 1 bird. We can get 2 birds with 1 stone, all right? Because
get 2 birds with 1 stone, because our next topic is kind of nostalgic.
Why are y'all killing birds?
It's a metaphor.
them. Oh.
No, it's not.
Oh. It appears
You're in the zoo killing birds.
No. We don't kill birds here. We only kill
penguins.
I think we all remember Iroha, from her
Oh my God.
to Vocaloid 3 days. But she's been given a new life. She's coming to Synthesizer V2.
This is true. This is true. And this is very exciting for people who, like myself, weren't around to properly use Iroha. I mean, I'm pretty sure her V4 is still on sale, right?
Yeah, but nothing from AHS Go is discontinued. Like nothing.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's great. So for people like myself who haven't used Iroha before, or have used Iroha but haven't had the energy to manually XSY her, now get the opportunity to do so because she's on SB2 and the crosslink on SB2 is really good. But it also means that we get basically appends, we get vocal modes. So it's just like it's a really nice way to revitalize a voice bank. It's a modern tech. And I'm really looking forward to Iroha. I don't think I'll get her, but I get her. Okay, so I implore everyone to keep an eye out for Selena. Keep an eye out for her. I'm excited. Now, whether everyone else is excited, that's a different story. But
I mean, we're all excited. No matter what it is, I'll take it and I'll be happy with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just happy to see what people will make with her, both in the Western sphere and global sphere. Like, it's been a minute since we've seen Iroha in the spotlight.
I am a little interested personally to see how she'll handle crosslink, because I've heard horror stories about Synth V2 and how the Japanese banks with Korean crosslink sound almost, I wouldn't say unrecognizable, but they're incomprehensible to like most native Korean speakers. I wouldn't even say like it's a horror story, but like multiple like Korean Synth V2 users have spoken up about, hey, I tried to put Rose in Korean, or I tried to put Poppy in Korean, and I can't understand her at all. But when I put Uni on it, she sounds perfectly fine.
I'm gonna say it probably has to do with their multi-model not being fully developed for that just yet. It might have been a rushed project, so I'm hoping they'll be able to get that sorted out soon. But we gotta be a little bit realistic here, guys. Synth V2 is still in a bit of a rough place right now. So just give it some time. Eventually they should sort it out. If they don't, I mean, we made Yamaha do shit, so it ain't hard to make it.
I would definitely say that Synth V2 is in a little bit of a rough place, especially now with Eleanor Standard Light on Synth V2 and Eleanor AI on Synth V2. Like, if I can play like this for you guys, just I am a little bit shocked, in all honesty.
She's just campy, but that's okay.
I mean, I think she's just a little bit picky.
Oh, like a deer before headlights, I
She's just a little bit
cannot
picky.
run away.
This part sounds beautiful so far.
Like I'm an ocean with no sky or any waves. And I don't wanna say I've lost my way again. So I'll play pretend till the very end. I won't wait to just get over it. If just a little bit, if I could just
this
fake
rendering engine
it.
works wonders for her.
And if
But
you can tell what this is about, I've had enough and I want out. You see, I'm not feeling good enough, thinking that I've had enough. You see, I'm not feeling good enough, but maybe enough is enough.
poor girl.
Was that an Eleanor Port exclusive problem, or is that a Synth V2 problem?
This is an
Eleanor
Eleanor
Forte
Forte
Light
exclusive. It's only with her light bank, not so much her AI.
It's okay, Helen. You're still my
I have a better example. I just have to go find it. Give me a minute. I found another example of how kind of broken her auto pitch is. Thank you to Huasao for this example, and thank you for talking.
Wait, is this her light bank or her AI?
This is her light bank. She just stops responding to like control points after a while as well. She just she's like trapped on one specific note. I have no idea if this was fixed at all, by the way.
All right. Well, is her AI any better at it?
Her AI does not have these issues, but I don't.
Her AI
No
does
one's
not
really
have the
talking.
extent of these issues. She's
The
still
extent.
she doesn't have it to this extent, but there have still been a lot of auto pitch problems with Eleanor Forte AI, from what I've heard,
I see.
which is unfortunate.
I don't want to be that person, but I will say she's just a mono pitch, guys. Like, she's not gonna be amazing. She's just there so you can still have access to her in Synth V2, man. Like, I get we want her to have her full standard. We all do. But, I mean, this is what we got.
I mean, it's mainly for the cross-slaying. There isn't really much of a reason to use Synth. Like, just even before like we knew of the pitch issues, the only reason why you would use Eleanor in SV2 is if you wanted cross-slaying into Spanish, Japanese, Mandarin, or Cantonese. But other than that, you don't. And the openness parameter.
Did they not do any enhancements to her, like fixing up her samples or anything like
It
that?
wasn't enough time
No.
from what I was able to see. It was a
Yeah,
very
it's
rough
like-
job.
Yeah, because like none of the plus banks really get like this overhaul for the fact that they're now incorporating AI outside of them incorporating AI. So that's kind of why like again like someone like Eleanor Forte Lite is going to struggle with that because there's not really a lot of data for like to be pulled from at all,
Oh yeah.
pitch wise and just timbre. So
This isn't
I think that
this isn't exclusively an editor issue though, from what I've heard. It's the fact that her standard light was rushed for compatibility for Synth V2 because they knew of this glitch. From what I've heard that they knew of it and that there just wasn't enough time to fix it because like Dreamtonic wanted it out because people kept complaining. So let this be your lesson. When you keep complaining online about things that you want, people see it.
I gotta be real. Good for Dreamtonics for at the very least looking out for people. Like, that's really... I was not expecting that answer. I mean, it sucked that she got rushed, but like, good job on being on your toes, Dreamtonics. That's nice.
You'd be surprised how many vocal synth companies are watching.
What was I gonna say? I mean, yeah, the plus banks aren't gonna be incredible. We might not ever get all of them even. Like, if we got Muxin. Muxin?
Muxin?
I'm all the way wrong. But yeah, at least we got him. I don't know if Medium 5 is gonna be coming back anytime soon.
I mean, I hope they do. I mean, there's definitely an audience for the yellow Ico. It's sadly not me, though.
It's okay. Regular Ico is gonna get her own update pretty soon. And it won't be a plastic. It will be a real AI.
Hopefully.
I'm sorry. Regular Ico as in who?
Kikune?
Yuna
Okay, because I was like regular.
will be
Ico,
getting an
wow.
AI, and she will be getting an update soon. I just got a bug missed about it. I just gotta be. Hey, when is this coming out again?
when you have fans that have access to you in email. I love that. Besides that, shout out to Genbu though. I'm very proud of him for,
To Genbu! Shout out to Genbu! We love Genbu.
Oh my god. Dream Tonic said, shut it down, Genbu. You're not getting an AI right now, bruh. And he said, bet. And here we are. He got his AI.
He got his AI, and now he can't imitate Taro anymore. But, I mean,
She's already there.
Speaking of AIs, we have some things to keep your eyes peeled for.
Oh, that's right. 6.6 got leaked, right?
The new silhouette vocals for Vocaloid 6 got leaked.
Oh, there it is. It was Kana and Hayato.
Yup.
Which, funny story, when V6 first came out, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I saw Hayato and I saw Akito, and I immediately said, I'm going to ship them. So I've been waiting for Hayato since like 2022.
That's a long wait.
I mean, it's worth it for the gays, man. It's worth it.
I personally don't keep up with a whole lot of like V6 news and everything, but I
would say it only really got worth following recently. Recently, it's gotten a lot more stuff.
That's true. There are like a whole bunch of like Vocaloid 6 AI banks. I am really interested in playing with that. I don't know. I think he's a
so
little
good.
scrimbo.
He's so good. I don't like mixing him because like the engine noise is weird on him, but he can be tuned like crazy.
He takes tuning very well. Shall we take a listen to Hayato and Kana?
Yes, Kana's so good.
さて見てねましょうか気持ちとか相手にだったその他に何があるのね花になりなもうどうしようもないくらいに勝ちに狂ってみなさい十分なほどに満足させてあげる今宵乱れる
So that was Kana.
I like her a lot, actually.
So we feel good about Kana. I mean, I think she sounds pretty nice.
I think she sounds really good. I think for like the V6 like silhouette roster is pretty like I'm not excited, but I guess flexible would be the word I use. And kind of like
Quality tends to be better than most of the other V6s, but they do tend to be a bit more plain sounding. I would say only 2 or 3 of them really stand out.
Because when I feel like when like Yamaha is making these banks, they're really just focusing on like, okay, like genre, what would they be used for, and then that's kind of it. The timbre is not really like all that important to them, which is fine. It just
Like, they're really just for kind of pretty much the same purpose as a lot of
that's like
letter-
legit what they are.
Yeah.
They're just like there to help you get familiar with the program, and also so you have a voice bank when you get the editor that can work with the stuff you want to make. Because mainly this is for producers who really like who really just want to like try things and like try the editor without having to like buy another bank, you know? Because the same can be said about like Amy, Chris, Ken, and Kaori.
Cody.
Like they aren't bad banks, but for a lot of people they just aren't interesting enough to commit to, and that's perfectly fine. Not every bank needs to be like a Miku or have like some distinct thing. Like they just need to be usable, and that's one thing that Yamaha has always done is make usable banks. Okay, so
I don't want to be that person, but technically this started with VY2 and VY1. They were like the OG. These are default banks. That is technically why they were made.
I don't want to be the actually person on top of your actually, but if you want to look even further back, Leon and Lola.
Oh, that's... You got me there, you're right.
Like,
You got me.
Vocaloid is a tool. Firstly, let's put it that way. Vocaloid is a synthesizer. We treat it like it is an instrument, right? It is a product. It is an instrument. It's like Serum. It's like any other VST that you would want to put into your DAW. So the goal is producers first. And I love that we are able to have blorbos on our synths and that we can make them sing and everything. But I think that we should also not forget that this is we are we like to play with very expensive equipment. Audio equipment.
I feel like I get some heat for this sometimes, but I do feel like saying it can be a tool and it can be a toy. I feel like both of these statements is technically kind of true because technically anything can be a toy if you really want to be that way. But
oh yeah,
it is by default. It is basically by default a tool that can just so happen to be used as a toy.
So I'm very excited for another silhouette vocalist personally because this gives more genre options to people who want to start production. Especially with all of the VST effects that you can add in the Vocaloid 6 editor itself. It's very much designed to be, it's designed to go hand in hand with the DAW. So this could help a lot of budding producers or people who want to go into production. Figure out how the Vocaloid engine works. One, like you said, Freshie, and two, they'll be able to put something out that they enjoy at the quality that they like. Because I've said before on the show in the past that I'm not the biggest fan of auto pitch. I'm starting to be okay with auto pitch, but only V6 auto pitch.
Really? That's a hot take. What?
I am starting to get okay with V6 auto pitch.
Ah, dang.
And I know I just ragged on Synth V2's auto pitch on Eleanor Light Standard.
Yeah, but that was bad.
Objectively bad. It was objectively bad. I am not a fan of it. I do not like it. And I understand the problems that went into it. I wish there was more time for a higher quality product. But let's look at Hayato now. I'm a fan of Hayato.
Yeah, he's cute. I have noticed the engine's a little bit better sounding. It's a little bit more the performance is a little bit better, and the engine noise has had a small reduction, so that's nice.
That could also just be a lot of mixing stuff.
Very true. But from what I've seen from most people's usage of V6, it seems a little bit I don't think they're going to go crazy with it, but it seems like it's a little bit better. But I could be wrong. Who knows? But overall, I would say Kana's probably my preferred one, and Hayato is okay. I'm going to use him because, I waited for him for 2 months.
I am a bit more of a fan of Hayato than I am of Kana. But Freshie, what are your thoughts?
I think that both are good. I just don't think either of them are for me. But maybe my stance will change once we actually get access to them, because again, when I first got V6, obviously I only had the V6 AI banks, and I thought I wouldn't really get attached to any of them. But when I actually tried and I got familiar with them, I did find them to be very fun voice banks to work with. It's just that it takes a bit to understand the program and stuff. But once you do that, you can kind of enjoy every voice bank uniquely. So in regards to these two, I want to reserve my comment until I'm actively able to use them. Only then will I be able to properly articulate my thoughts on them, because I personally feel Hayato's. I think it was Hayato's. Was Hayato the second one?
Yes.
Ayato's demo, I don't think is the most flattering, but like you guys said, like I can tell this is a good voice bank. I just feel like it just isn't a great showcase of it, but it's definitely good.
I really am looking forward to. God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it! I just thought about it.
So we all have those days.
Oh, right. Okay. For anybody out there who misses VX Beta, I recently figured out that Akito is the same one as the Prototype 1 voice bank on VX Beta. Like, they are the same. So, yeah. If you're interested in using that one, he's right there. He's always been there. We just didn't know it.
Interesting facts.
Besides that, anything else? Also, Miku V6 might come out with this update. I have heard this theory floating around for a bit that they're holding off on this update specifically for her.
I don't know why that's sort of I'm so sorry.
But I'm not gonna hop on that train, but it is possible. It's very possible.
It is possible. I would need to see evidence of that theory, though. And like I said,
The only thing that's plausible is Yamaha being inclined to add XSY after the SP banks were introduced. Like that I feel like is plausible just because of the timing of it. Like the SP banks came out a little bit before. Miku V6 was initially supposed to come out at the end of last year. So it just kind of lines up that way, intentional or not. But with the 6.6 update, we have no idea. Like, it could be releasing next week. It could be releasing 2 months from now. We legit have no idea. It's just these things definitely leaked earlier than intended because they're no longer up. So, like, what we have access to is just a recording of it, which I'm glad someone was able to get because I was very interested to see what these two new banks sounded like.
Oh, definitely.
Well, after this, we only have 2 more silhouettes, and then the series will be done.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited. We are approaching the end of an era.
We truly are. Do you think Synth V is going to keep making letter banks now, or do you think they're just going to use the ones they already have and just be done with it?
I mean, I've seen a couple of like I've seen a couple of like new Dreamtone X letter banks, and that was for like Synth V2. So they might keep making those, but I don't know.
I think they'll keep making letter banks until there's like a feel of redundancy, because the thing is that with most of the letter banks you can get one and then skip out on like 5 others, but generally speaking I feel like only now are we getting like actual flexibility out of these banks. Like a lot of the banks that have like S2 upgrades now, like let's take Mai for example. Mai had like not even half the vocal modes she currently has in SV2. If you were Saki, you had no vocal modes at all, you know? So I think like going forward, it is more likely that after Synth V2's letter banks come out, we're not going to get any more. Just because I feel like by then all the bases of music genres would have been covered already.
I hope we get good control.
Give you options.
Yeah, I really hope they give us another contralto bank. That'd be interesting.
Yes, that would be very interesting.
I would love for a true contralto bank to hit the market.
Well, besides Nile, obviously, but still.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold my peace here. I have already thrown a lot of daggers tonight.
You're silly.
I really like Nell as a bank. I think they're a really great bank. I do want to have them at some point. So, speaking of Synth V banks, who is this on Synth V2?
Oh, it is the June Nocturne, the long-awaited anticipated.
Wait. Toilet you go? What?
June Nocturne on Synth V2.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any feelings about this before, like, I play a little snippet of the song itself?
I do actually. I First of all, like, we're only 3 demos in, and June releases in like 2 days, so obviously this can like change very quickly. But currently, I think there's two sides of this coin. First side of this coin is the people who already own June. For the people who already own June, there is not really a good reason to not get this upgrade, just because it's just an improved version of what most of us love about June, right? But that said, for people who haven't had June, while this definitely is a better version to get, I don't know if it's convincing enough, just because it's just more of the same. So if you didn't like June before, there's not really much to change your mind about this one. But maybe there is, I could be wrong. But that's kind of what I've gathered when it comes to people's reception of like June's voice. Because I don't think people dislike June. I just think not enough people love June enough to put down the money required to own him, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I do think one thing I like about this demo is that it leans into the aesthetic that June debuted with, which is rock. That is a genre that I feel like, while his power bank could do, I don't think was able to kind of hit that like that it wasn't able to scratch that itch in my ear. You know what I'm saying? I don't think June was bad at rock, but I just felt like we just need a little bit more oomph. And with the new editor that Synth V2 is, and having like the whole phoneme openness and closedness parameter and all of that, I think, and the timing, oh my god, the timing parameter being so much better. I believe that like this will be like the definitive way to use June, unless they come out with another upgrade, which would honestly gag me. But I definitely think that as of right now, I think I'm satisfied with this iteration of June. I think this kind of fixes, I don't want to say the issues that June had, but just kind of refines him a bit more, which is good. That's what an upgrade should do, and I'm very happy with it. And I think this demo kind of encapsulates a side of June that most people kind of see him as, which is like supposed to kind of be like this rock star kind of guy who can dabble in R&B and rap and all these other genres. But at their core, I mean, you see that design, you're not thinking ballad, you know? So I'm kind of glad that he's able to do power and like more powerful performances a lot better now. And that's cool. But yeah, those are my thoughts on June. And I think this demo is a great showcase of that.
Should we listen to a little bit of this demo as the
Yeah.
video comes to its tail end?
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do it.
Unprepared. Let you go when I know we're not ready yet. Feeling scared to let you go when I don't know what happens next. Please keep holding on. We're not ready yet. Breathing safe so strong. What comes next?
Also, I have been reading these lyrics, and they're very good.
These are very good lyrics. One thing that I can notice immediately in the difference between June Synth V1 and June Synth V2 is there is a lot more of an accent on June Nocturne rather than just standard June. And I think that is in part due to Synth V2 and its multi-model, favoring the accent of the voice provider rather than having one standard training, like a data set for a cross-lingual. I quite like the accent on June's tone. It makes him stand out as a little bit more of an individual bank.
He kind of sounds like Kuro Bosuku a little bit.
Pardon, Graham?
He kind of sounds like Kuro Bosuku a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Never heard
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I think it's less like the multi-model is more generous to the varying type of voices, but more so, as ET has gone on record to say, the there's now the ability to kind of depict mouth shape a bit better, so you can get more of June's like full performance that way. Because to be fair, I feel like his accent has always been there. It's just more dynamic than it used to be, which is wonderful. I'm personally in favor of like this iteration because it feels like a more dynamic performance from him, which I think that for someone who is marketed as a versatile voice bank, they need that sort of dynamic.
It really does make him feel like a more individual vocal. I personally felt that he was kind of plain on Synth V1, but there's a lot more, as you said, dynamic value, and there's a lot of like with the mouth parameter. I believe extra data was recorded for Synth V2, and I think it does really show here. That June is just a lot better in this very rock ballad genre. You don't look at him and you think ballad, as you said earlier, but this really suits him.
100%.
No, not really. He's just June to me. I've never been partial to him, never against him. Just okay with his voice. It's fine.
Real. Yes, we may move on to the next topic.
Alright, moving swiftly on to the next topic.
Who is she? I keep seeing her. Who is that?
So this is Yui. She is the newest addition to Voicona, if I remember correctly. She just released today. She has been a highly anticipated voice bank, at least on the Japanese end of things, just because she is voiced by a very popular VTuber. This is crazy, but her special edition physical sold out, and then her normal physical sold, if I remember correctly. So actually, no, just her special edition, because her special edition was limited. So yeah, her special edition sold out, and so everyone else had to just buy the normal one. So yeah, this is a very like popular bank. She's had some insane producers doing her demos. If I remember, one of her latest ones was made by Wonderful Opportunity, the producer who made Remote Control, among other very popular songs. I wish I could name them all, but we'd be here all day. But yeah, so I personally don't think we're going to see much movement from the Western community, just because this is a Japanese voice bank and it is on Voicona. But I do expect to see like maybe one or two producers, Japanese producers specifically, to try her out, make something with her, and I'm looking forward to see what they make.
I mean, you never know. Selena's pretty good for Voicona.
Pardon?
I mean, you never know. Selena did pretty good for Voicona. And yeah.
I just think with the manual processing, it's not going to be the same like. There's not going to be the same like cult following that Selena has, because I mean, definitely in the Japanese end, and not in the Western end. That's kind of more so what I mean. We'll see her.
Also, did her
see Western producers with her?
I mean, did her special edition have like an extra vocal style or something? Or
no. It legit was just a box with merch. If I remember correctly, like it was not like. It isn't Oscar. Like it legit was just a special edition box.
Oh, okay. That's cute, I guess.
Yeah, not everyone is Voice Smith, fortunately. Full tea, full shade.
I'd really love to see her on an Iowa song. I feel like she could fit like a style.
I'm so glad we are on a wavelength, girl, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Iowa, you could do the funniest thing right now.
Oh, actually, one of my favorite producers is going to use her.
Oh, who?
Really?
Their name is EO, just E and O. Really good. They've had one smaller hit, and it was with Selena Chan's V6.
Oh, cute. Was it one of the demos?
No, it might have been actually. Shit. It might have been. It was Sweeney Notte.
I do not believe I recognize the name of that demo, unfortunately.
I will show it to you
I
later.
do remember
It's a
listening
very
to it.
good song.
Yes,
It's very
please
good.
do. Please do.
Besides that, yeah, I've seen this character around a lot lately. I like her design, like a lot. It's really cute.
Yes,
But besides that, I also seen her VTuber voice provider on, I think, like it was live. I don't know what concert it was for though. But I didn't really get to hear her voice very much, so I'm really excited to hear her. I've been seeing her around for a while.
She is not my cup of tea personally, but I really do hope that she, it's like she's selling well, obviously. I really hope to see her, around. Cause like she does look super cute.
Very.
So.
Also, just because I feel like most of the VTuber banks on Voicesona specifically are really good. I don't think I've been let down by a single VTuber bank, though I don't use them because I don't have an interest in them. I do think they're really good. Like Lunon, she is amazing.
I think the only VTuber bank I don't particularly care for was Kirune, and I think that was just about it.
Kirune's not a VTuber bank.
He's not? Oh, wait, he's from a band. That's right. Never mind.
No, he's a techno speech bank.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure his voice provider's from a band, isn't it? Like Golden Eye or something?
Maybe. Because I know like most, like Mikey, for example, is also like a drummer and a vocal OP and stuff. Like they have outside careers. I don't doubt that. They just like the character themselves aren't like part of a band like that. I mean, I guess you can say that they are because technically the techno speech crew is kind of a band.
Are we a
They
band?
definitely play into the themes of it.
What instrument does Chisei play? The
Just
synth?
play one.
Oh well.
I know I used to play the guitar. I think Hirune is a vocalist because he has a mic as his item. And that's kind of it.
That's a funny band there, but right. I'll take it. Do we have a demo for her?
There's a ton of demos for Yui. I just didn't pick one because I am admittedly a lazy person. But for those curious, you will not have a hard time finding a demo. She has so many. Please go check her out.
All right, I know what I'm doing after this then. Do you want to move on?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have the Kotono has on Vocaloid 6. Oh my goodness.
We would have gotten to this
Snippet
sooner,
first,
guys. We're
and
sorry.
we can give our thoughts after the snippet.
あのねでもね伝えたりなくてまたねかもね今何か歌ってる秘密のテレパスで今いたらかしてるこれ赤ね空のここに気づいて青い海のその澄んだ心に出なくてもわかるリフレーションなんだってこの距離が
They're very cute.
They are very cute.
very
I love the the more so of the distinction within their voices now.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Akane was the more powerful one, and Aoi was the softer one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're a very cool duo. Unfortunately, you cannot get one or the other. And I say that because at least for me, I am interested in both, but I just don't have the money to commit to both, so I wind up getting neither.
Yeah.
But I definitely am interested in them, so maybe sometime in the future I'm able to try them out. But I'm very happy they got a V6 bank because while I do like their Synth V2 Plus bank, as Ocean you had said, there's a distinction with the V6 that the SV2 doesn't offer. And like mind you, there's been like banks prior to this that I'm fully aware of, but none on like an engine that I own. So this is like the first time I'm actually able to like properly try them out, which makes me very happy.
I know there was a neutrino, but I think that one also had them Shuren in a bank too. So
Yes.
So I don't think they shared one, did they? I thought they had their own.
I don't think so.
I think in the past they have shared a bank just because they're like voiced by the same voice provider.
They are.
But I think like the Vocaloid 6 offering more of a distinction here is a lot better.
It's
a lot
fine.
more.
Besides that, their quality is pretty good actually. They're one of the more clean banks. Besides that, they're good. I really do suggest them. But they're just not something that I'm particularly interested in using.
And I mean, for
Like,
the small snippet of like, sorry,
It's okay, no worries.
what were you saying before I cut you off?
Oh, I just would prefer to listen to them than use them.
Yeah, same. From the small snippet of English that we could hear at the very end of this clip before we moved it back, it seems that they work very well with cross-link too, which is going to be very interesting, I think.
Honestly, Vocaloid's cross-link has always been really good, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. It's just really nice to my ears.
I think the cross-slang... The only bad thing about the cross-slang is mainly timing. I feel like the only editor where I find myself not really messing with timing too much is Synth V. I feel like for all the other editors, it's a lot more required, which is fine. I think timing edits are a part of the tuning process no matter what, but I think it's more of a requirement in other editors than some.
Well, yeah. For Vocaloid, it does tend to cut off things a little bit early and has some weird... It's a little bit weird how they begin and start, but... Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of extended consonants during my use of V6.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
For Trevio, I don't know, but they don't really have cross-lane, so I don't think that really counts.
I do think it's not nearly as, for lack of a better word, not nearly as inconsistent as V6 is. But like Chisei English, for example, has the issues where like you do need to fix timing a bit more than I would admittedly like to fix. However, there isn't like the extended consonant or vowel for no reason. It's just like she's just saying things later than needed, or she doesn't have that like rhythm pronunciation, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. I think we have one more release coming up, right?
We do. We have
Ririse and Sho. Shu?
Shuo.
Shuo. There we go.
Okay, that's a notification that I was not expecting.
Right off the back, Ririse is very good in my opinion.
Well, so here's a demonstration of both Shuo and Ririse. Let's take a quick listen to this.
忘れたい忘れない甘い記憶だけを繰り返行きたいよ君のもとへずっと
It is a very quiet video.
ずっと離さないでもういない忘れたい忘れない甘い記憶だけを繰り返してく私も行きたいよ君のもとへずっとずっとずっと離さないで
I would say the engine definitely favors Ririse.
Yeah, I don't think the show is as far in development as Ririse is. At least that's what I got from it.
That's fair. I mean, Ririse sounds very clear on the engine, and Shuo does sound a little bit whispery, which I think is kind of the charm, like the point her vocal point.
Mhm.
I am not super versed on these guys. Sadly, I've been a little hyped for.
I think they're from Void or Voice Peak. One of those two.
voice peak
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're from a talking engine, though I don't know like them as characters. But they are like the next like up and coming Synth V2 releases that isn't like Iroha or a upgrade like a June or who's getting an upgrade? Tato.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
They remind me of the Mekas, which is very fun.
They do.
Interesting.
Besides that, yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm sure people will do some cool stuff with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that eventually they will get like a producer that'll regularly use them because I do want to hear more of them.
Mhm.
But other than that, I mean, I'm
Rocket
probably
DB,
not
beloved.
gonna use them. Huh?
Said Voca DB, my beloved.
Well,
That's where I go to
my
find like stuff.
beloved.
Yes.
Uh,
Sony, any comments on them?
I don't have very many comments on them. They sound like super
said-
cute.
I said what I. Yeah, that. I said what I needed to say. There's not much to really say. Not because like they're bad or anything, but just because like they are what they are.
Speaking of Teto though, Teto's getting a Synth V2 version with more vocal modes.
Nice. Place your bets now. Will she have 8 or will she have 30?
Ooh, how many will she get? So
How much
Twin Draw
stuff can you stuff
basically.
in a stuffy?
Sorry.
How much stuff can you stuff into a stuffy?
How much
Say stuffy
stuff
stuff,
into
not
a
stuff.
stuffy? How many brain cells? How many seeds can you shove into Pearto?
You know why I
That's
always wanted
crazy.
a Snuggie. Snuggie.
But Twin Drill is putting out their feelers because currently the 4 vocal modes that Teto has are Joyful, Cute, Power, and Mellow. And this was sometime last month. But Twin Drill is basically, oh, what other vocal styles would you want? And a whole bunch of producers and people who are very much fans of Teto have been giving their thoughts. People really want to see Dikintan and Sagabi back in Teto. They want to see a distinction from Solid with Sharp or something a little bit more powerful, more of a growl. They want to see Teto go from the softer edge. Some people have said, bring back Utao style Teto, which would be very interesting to hear on Synthie, considering that Teto Synthie does sound a lot more like her voice provider.
See, personally, I would prefer the Whisper Bank, just because that's probably one of her best Utau banks, in my opinion. The Sakabi, I could go without, just because it doesn't sound very good, in my opinion.
I love
But
Sakabi.
they asked me.
I love
Really?
Sakabi if you use her correctly. It's like if you use her correctly.
It's always an
would
add.
say-
Do not use it by itself, people. Not by itself.
I will say, I might maybe a hot take, but I don't think it is. And if it is, I don't think it should be. But personally, while I do like Utao Tato's tone, if I wanted Utao Tato's tone, I use Utao Tato. I don't go to Synthie for it. I like sticking by to what I said earlier about Kyoteru and like the other banks we were talking about. Like, I guess it's helpful for avoiding the cross-playing shenanigans, but aside from that, it doesn't really help anyone. Like, yeah, I don't know. Because it's like, dedicating an entire vocal mode to sounding more robotic sounds silly when you can ask Dreamtonics to just add pitch snap and use the tension parameter and call it a day. You don't need a
True.
one-to-one replication.
I would agree with you
The
with an asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the robotic tone I would like to see for like an Utao style Teto in Synthie, but it's that classic like song of the eared robot sort of like
Oh, 2R6.
2R6. I kind of want to see 2R6 as a vocal mode in Synthie. It's not like the whole like, oh, if I wanted like total Utao Teto, I would use like Utao Teto. But have you ever used Teto English Utao? I feel like that's where a lot of the problems lie, and that's why people really want a similar sounding like 2R6 or like original classic Teto Utao in Synthie, is because her Synthie's English pronunciation is just much cleaner, much clearer.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, 2R6 never really got a direct update, mostly just because, I don't know why, they just kept it the way it was and just, the VCV never added anything else like it. So a 2R6 vocal mode would be really helpful, because we never got an update for it.
My line of thought is, like I said, I don't think AI synthesis is the place for it. I think AI synthesis is the place for Comber. Now, if someone wants to go through the work to mess with the parameters, go the extra mile. I don't know if anyone remembers when Circus tried like creating the Utao version of Tetel, and they like spaced out the notes to get more like robotic like pronunciation and timing. Like, there's a creative way to go about it without asking them to basically configure a vocal mode with the sole purpose of sounding like a voice bank from 2009 or whenever the older voice banks were made. Because I do agree with you, the English Tetel voice bank is not the most intuitive to use, but that's kind of like, that's just kind of the decision to make, because Tetel English on Utao is free. You're not committing money to it. It's like,
It's not.
I don't want to say you're getting what you're paid for, but it's like, for a free English bank made in the time that it was made in, it's not the worst thing ever.
It's not the worst thing ever.
And I think that, again, like, I'm not saying I would hate it if they did it, but I just don't think it's a realistic expectation. However, existing in the bubble of this would be cool if they added it, yeah, I don't see it being a bad thing to add. I just don't think it's the most productive thing they can do with her voice.
It's not the roboticism that I want. It's more of that cute style tone that I want.
Looked at the cute style vocal mode and the tension parameter. Like, I see what you're putting down. I feel like there's just the charm of classic Tetel is the roboticness. It would be silly to like assume not, because last I checked, Tetel was not known for her realism ever, and that's kind of like the main crux of wanting an older sounding Tetel bank, because you want to see like the old vision revitalized with the modern advances we have. Like, I would love an ARPA configure of Tetel English, because that would be a lot more tolerable for me. You know, like, I think if that's like the angle we're going from, then yeah, I think that's really cool.
I have a bomb to drop on you after this.
There's an ARPA English config of Tetel, isn't there, Squidward?
Yeah. Hold on.
Real.
Everybody, welcome Grim back from the dead. I didn't notice that he died.
I fell into the back room, guys. It took me like 2 years to get back.
Oh my god.
True. This recording is on May 29th, 2027.
That's crazy. I have a whole beard now. Anyways.
Anyway, continuing on from 2025's news. VoiceOna added 10 seconds of trial for any of their voices that like exist. So you can probably render out like Haruka Kanata, which is like the Vocaloid like test thing, or you can do like speech practice, which is like the Utao test thing, and you can just render out 10 seconds of any voice.
Really? That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
I love how accessible they're trying to become. I'm really looking forward to what Techno Speech does now that they've been, kind of bought up. But yeah, they're doing a lot of cool stuff nowadays, and I'm hoping they eventually add Crossling, because I just want that personally.
Last I checked, I believe Coracle actually spoke up on this, is that there are no current plans from TechnoSpeech for cross-lingual synthesis.
Ah, dang. Oh, well, it's always an option that one day they'll take up on. Who knows? But I do know that the reason why Techno Speech and Chevio in general does so well with things like accents and sounding so much like the provider is because they don't have cross-lane. I didn't know this recently until somebody told me, but there's a multi-model. The multi-model doesn't actually when there's more to it, it doesn't pick up on the provider as well anymore, and that's why Chevio is always so much closer than things like V6 and Synth V. And I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
Are we out of news?
We have one final piece of news, is that Rhapsody, the Vocaloid merch box, which a few of my lovely producer friends, from Makinamori and not on Makinamori actually, are on this project.
Mm-hmm.
And pre-orders are currently going on, but this looks like a very, very, very fun project. I'm so excited to see a lot more of these album projects, although this is mostly merchandise related, as you can see here. There's a whole bunch of tracks here. This is the sampler. But we have Ipotis, we have Diva, we have Rishi, we have Ida, Starecat, Epiaeon, Dismiax, and N. It looks like on this album.
This is so cool. What?
Yeah.
I will leave the sampler for you guys to check out because I don't want to spoil too much of the surprise. But it does look like there's going to be a ton of merch, and this website looks really, really beautiful. We do have Sweet Melody and Bitter Dissonance as these two sides of this merch box, it looks like. And it looks like they have a zine and a whole bunch of surprises in store for the community. So I hope you can either pick up some of this merch box, pick up the merch box itself, pick up the CD, or listen to all the singles when they come out.
As we do, buy that merch, team. Buy that merch.
Buy that merch.
I guess.
Any thoughts for she?
I mainly am just excited for I mean I know it's already been said, it's a merch box, but that is the main reason why I'm getting it, is because it kind of makes this album project stand out a bit more to me, because we don't really have any merch boxes like that in terms of collab projects. This is the, as far as I know, the first of its kind. And if not the first, probably the first one that I've had my interest peaked in. So I'm just very excited to see where it goes from here. Because if Makinamori and Demon Dog taught me anything, it's the community is fueled on inspiration, and so if we can get more stuff like this, that'd be great. Because imagine an Utao themed Vocaloid album project, and there's a merch box that comes with it. That would be cool, because we don't really see much of that, So that's what I hope this opens the door to. But we'll just have to see, because this is in the power of the community to decide. We got to put our money where our mouths are, and we got to put our money where our mouths are, which is why I definitely spent $70, including shipping, on the Rhapsody bundle. but also, I will be pushing this project. I'm gonna try getting people. Maybe I wouldn't say getting people to buy it per se, because I do want people to buy it, but more so just showing people like this is cool. We should have more stuff like this.
We should have more stuff like this. And for all of you that were interested in Makina Mori, I do have an update on Makina Mori. So let me go pull up the Makina Mori app right now. Is that we've had an issue with international shipping, but I believe other than that, albums should be shipping out shortly for Makina Mori if a lot of the domestic in the US albums have not shipped out already.
Mhm.
But the team will be like updating as many people as we can concerning like international versus domestic orders and whether or not like orders have been shipped out within like the coming weeks. I know that we were projected to ship out soon, so I'm really hoping that all the people that pre-ordered Makina Mori, once they get their hands on it, will be able to feel the love and all the joy that was put into this album. I will be sharing
Lots of
pics
joy.
of my album on my Twitter when it comes, so I feel like this is the point where we can put our promos and everything here.
Indeed.
Oh.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to promo something first?
I can get my promos out of the way because I have a lot of promos, honestly. So,
Get it.
like I said in the beginning, I'm Ocean. You can follow my YouTube here. You can like and subscribe. I do put out covers whenever I can. I've gotten a little bit busy as of recently with my UTEL group, Project Coraline, that I run with my partner. I am the second in command. We have a lot of things in store for you if you like interesting voice mix. And I mean interesting voice mix. We are currently working. I am currently working. It is my vocal. I'm working on a vocal that's capable of multilingual synthesis. It has it's a standard CVBC Japanese bank. However, there are additions for Korean, Tagalog, and Russian capability. You can probably brute force this bank into almost any language that you want because it has a lot of things that are there for it. When she is officially announced, I hope that you guys really enjoy her. We're working on demo reels. We are starting to cook up a lot of things in the kitchen, and I hope you guys can get excited. Get as excited as I am to share this with you all. So, for my personal socials, I have my YouTube, I have my Twitter, I have my Blue Sky. I do have a Star page if you'd like to send me anything. All of my socials are the same under Oceanized Sys or Oceanized System. You can follow me anywhere. And for Project Coraline, we currently do have a Twitter, we have a Tumblr, we have a Blue Sky. We do have an under construction TikTok account, but I do hope to be sharing things there more often with you guys. You can follow us there, and you can be don't forget to ring the bell on YouTube's. Don't forget to turn post notifications on for a Project Coraline account on Twitter. I don't think Blue Sky has that option yet, but if you do that, you will be notified whenever we make a new tweet or we drop any announcements. And I think it would be really cool. So I hope to see all of you guys soon. I hope to see all of you guys on either my personal accounts or the Project Coraline account. And I really hope that you enjoy what's been in the oven for a long time now. Anyways, onwards to who wants to go next?
I don't do very much outside of just make a few covers and do this. So, I'm done.
Real. I guess I will go then. So first of all, promoting some oomphs. Recently, my oomph, Alex Wallstyle, made their producer debut, I believe, last week. But this might be coming out. Yes, this might be coming out who knows when. So they recently debuted and they have their song, I Don't Know, featuring Poppy Simply. And it is very good, and I implore all of you to check it out because I believe we should start supporting up-and-coming producers, but also just because it's a good song. So, please, it would really worth me if you could extend your support to oomph. Another oomph I would hope and encourage you guys to check out is Doo Doo Danron. They recently came out with their song Be Very Afraid, featuring Yishi. So for my Yishi lovers who are trying to find a song that isn't butchered vanity, no tea, no shade, I implore you to go check out this one. For those who may not be aware, Dudu Danyan has a lot of experience making music under the belt. So if you like Be Very Afraid, you might like their future work as well. So please keep an eye out for them. They are amazing, and I feel like they kind of bring a style of music that we don't really see that often in this community. So please check that out. Then a little self promo here. I am a cover artist, Freshie, as you know, and I mainly focus on. I'm transitioning out of focusing on synth beat covers. I'm slowly but surely diversifying my roster. But if you are intrigued in what English on Yukari V6 sounds like, I am your girly, or I am planning a few covers with her. So if you are intrigued, please feel free to check out my channel. And, you know, check out Oomps, check out Grim, check out Ocean, check out Jazzy, check out Classy. We all have amazing stuff. We do amazing things. And we hope you guys enjoy what we make. But yeah, that's about it.
Bye.
Well, then, this is thank you. This has been a very interesting podcast. I know it's been a little bit of a long podcast, but I'm so sorry that we missed 3 months. Like we said in the beginning, we do
We made it
unfortunately
extra long for you guys because we know you guys miss us.
we do unfortunately. It's so sad. I just wish I could live in the computer, but unfortunately, I have a life. So, hopefully we'll be here next month to deliver more Vocaloid and recent news, as well as give just general updates about what's going on in the community. I know that we love to see such a supportive community. Everybody loves to see such a supportive community. And I hope it really shows through our content, through our podcast, that we really do enjoy this community. Let's focus on the positives and let's all stay happy, healthy, and lucky. Bye bye. Annyeong. 再见.
Bye.